So then I'm going to continue with the House manager's deposition for a second. So he answers Princess Diane's secretary. She stayed there for a couple of weeks with her kids, and we took care of her. Who else? He's thinking to himself. Mr. Trump, that's a celebrity. Mr. Robert Kennedy Jr., Mr. Frederick Fekkai. The lawyer says, who's that? And the House manager says, Fekkai, Frederick Fekkai, the famous hairstylist. Who else? I don't think I can remember anymore. Now, I got to stop down here because we have to add that just 2 hours ago, Robert Kennedy Jr. put out a long statement regarding these documents, and he says that he never visited any of Epstein's homes and that he flew on Epstein's plane twice, along with his wife, Mary, and his kids. Once to catch a ride to Florida because he said that his wife, Mary, was a friend of Ghislaine Maxwell's, and that Maxwell heard they were coming to Florida and she offered them a free ride. And RFK explains that at one point when they got to the airport in Palm Beach, Epstein's car met them, like the car service, met them at the plane, and then drove them to Epstein's mansion in Palm Beach, where RFK says he and Mary and the kids actually picked up another car and went straight to their home. So maybe that's why the House manager saw RFK at a home, but RFK has been pretty clear as to how that could have happened, and obviously that's pretty uncomfortable stuff. So here's the last deposition that is going to leave a pretty bad taste in your mouth. The victim in this case, Virginia Giuffre, alleges that Epstein and Ghislaine Maxwell asked her to carry their baby for them. Ghislaine Maxwell, in her emails and her depositions, denied this vehemently. However, some new court documents dropped today, and wouldn't you know it, there is another victim who says the almost exact same thing happened to her. It's Joanna Schoberg. She's come up in the documents a couple times, and in her testimony, she's asked about what Maxwell and Epstein wanted. And here is her answer. Basically just said, I want you to be the mother of my baby. And the lawyer asks, and do you recall your response to that? And Joanna Schoberg says, I don't believe that I said flat out no. I didn't agree to it. I would just say, oh, yeah, really? Okay. This is where I need to take a breath and have a shower. And to do that, I bring in my good friend, Josh Schiffer. Josh is a criminal defense attorney. For these purposes, and more importantly, your practice represents a victim of Jeffrey Epstein. So you are just like a perfect guest. You're intimately involved in so much of the Epstein case. I think you knew a lot about this stuff just from your discovery process that we're all just kind of learning now. So just say this, just help me. Some of the stuff that came out in the 1,400 pages today we knew, Josh. Some we didn't. But a lot of it seems to square with what the victims have said all along.
Yeah, exactly. And when we'd actually spoken last week, we discussed how a lot of these names we're going to know, but what we're really going to get is the context. These depositions, for people that have never been in one, it's really a free-for-all of cross-examination, where the other side's going to object, but the person's going to answer every time. That's how you develop evidence in cases. And that's why we're really getting these raw, unfiltered stories from the actual victims. And what they're doing is confirming all of the salacious details that we've all heard, we've talked about, we've believed are true. Now we're getting to actually see them in writing contemporaneously from a lawsuit with prominent lawyers involved. This is powerful stuff. This is the actual records, the primary resources that make the record for history. And what is it showing? That everything we believed about this island of sin, about the Lolita Express, really does appear to be true. There was this grand group of
Josh.
people.
Oh, so I didn't want to interrupt you. I'm so sorry. But I do want to ask you about the guy in the picture between us. That's, that's Alan Dershowitz. And he has gone on, every show that he can to say, of course I'm in the documents. I'm Epstein's lawyer. So, yeah, I'm everywhere. But today, the House manager says he slept over. And he says a couple of times right before that. So what am I to make of a lawyer that sleeps over?
I got two positions on this because I have a bunch of really wealthy clients who have invited me to their mansions. And when you are operating in that universe, you have a giant house for a reason. And when you're a lawyer, you're kind of a help. But at the same time, I've never slept over at a client who is being accused of the kinds of things Jeffrey Epstein was convicted of and then charged with again when he hung himself. That's the kind of association that I don't think respectable lawyers would avail themselves of, because it's going to rub off on you. So I find that sleepover, I'd love to know a little bit more of the dates. It's not an absolute smoking gun to me, but it sure doesn't smell good.
Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.